Hi everyone. Uh, I'm really sorry. Just let me know if everyone is able to see me or listen to me. Hey, I'm really sorry for being late. There was a power outage. Just give me 1 minute, all right? Let me set up my system once here. All right. I think there is a problem with my screen. Let me just give me 1 minute. Let me fix that as well, and then we can start. All right. If everyone is able to hear me, can you give me a heads up? Thumbs up or a plus one on the comment, please. Are you able to hear me? Cool, cool, cool. Just give me 1 minute. I'm not able to change size of my screen so that it would be visible for you folks. Give me 1 minute to make it correct. Hmm. Hey, does anyone here know how to change this thing on OBS? I am struggling a lot and I haven't faced this problem ever. Hmm. If anyone knows, just please let me know. Need to. What do we do? Okay, screen is good. All right, all right. Let's see. Let's not waste much time and start with our reviews. All right. So, all right, we have a John Doe here. Even before starting, let me first introduce myself in case someone is new here or doesn't know me. Myself, Kostas. I'm working as a uh, application engineer in Google, and what we do here is we work in remote collaboration and a small part of SEM. Before that, I have worked in Oracle as an application engineer, and then before that, I worked in TCS as a data engineer and web developer. Right? And we are trying to do some part of resume review here. I have been working in this industry for about, I mean, I started in 2014, so it's 7.5 years now. All right, let's start. Paul, let's see. John Doe. Okay, that's good. Now, Master's MIT. So the education part, all right. I think this person here, whoever has sent it to me, is kind of fresher. So it does make sense to have your education at the top, but point is, I would be more interested in what you have worked on. So let's say experience. Let's see. Startup Flutter developer as an intern. All right. Okay. So they have not covered their university yet. So that's why they have kept it at top. But still, I would say that whatever experience you have as an intern, it should have come at the top. Translated complex design into working code, integrated feature with backend, and made a significant portion of mobile app settings section and wired up chat notifications. All right. So the point here is that uh, whatever you have written here, right? Whatever this person has written here, translated complex design into working code. That is what we do as software engineers. And if we are not doing that, then it means we are not doing it well. We should have done it anyway, right? Uh, Integrated features with the backend. Okay, so again, that's the basic feature of a mobile application. I'm not getting much here, right? Made significant portion of mobile application section. Point is, the entire section which has been put by this person is very, very generic. And the problem is, being the reader of this resume, I'm not getting much out of it. You should have mentioned first that what exactly was that app about, and what that app did, and how did you contribute to that app, right? What features did you develop, right? And how that feature was important to the company or to the project, right? And what kind of contributions you made there. Skills, programming languages, Java, Kotlin, Dart, libraries, Android native, okay, Flutter, retrofit, Room, that's all right, Firebase, okay. That's a good bunch of skills which you have. Now project links. Let's see if this link works. No, it doesn't. Uh, that's a red flag. Milestones. Let's see. So none of these project links work. You see, I mean, this is a huge, huge, huge red flag. All right, and we should avoid doing any such kind of thing. Now, a mobile application for exploring, storing recipes. Okay, it's fine, but what other problem is it trying to solve, and why did you build it, right? Or what are the different things which you did, which makes this app really, really good. An app quite similar to a to-do list, but for noting down your achievement and visualizing your progress. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay. Mobile app for viewing. So the way I would have done it is, uh, I may have put this bit below, right? Because the point is, since you're putting your education at top, it means that you want to emphasize on it at the very beginning. But being a software engineer, I think we can emphasize on our skills first, then our education. One back hackathon already. This is a good award qualification. Qualified as okay, winter of doing okay. Completed that. These are nice opportunities. Really good. So we have Abhay Khurana as well. Okay, so I have a thing here from Bantham. Hi, Kausal. Thank you taking to organize this live session. It would be more interesting if you can take a resume from viewers right away and review it. Not sure. Screen looks okay, Steph. Okay. Sir, in settings, video, base, or canvas, set higher. It's already decent resume. Please take one. Viewers and viewers. All right. I mean, if anyone wants to get the resume reviewed, please do let me know. I can review your resume. Just ping it here on the chat itself. All right. I'll check it. I have another system right kept right here where I can check and review your resume. Let's see, Abhay. So I would hide this. Abhay, just guys, just make sure that if you're concerned about your anonymity or your, phone number, please make sure that you hide it while submitting this resume. The professional experience, associate software system engineer in IBM, working in the Java full stack domain and many new technologies and data projects using Java, Swing, and Angular. So this doesn't help me at all in deciding whether you're good. You are not telling anything about what you did in your project, right? I mean, you learned a bunch of new technologies, so what? Everyone does that. That's good. Actually, that's good, not bad. That's good. The point is, you have to tell me that what exactly did you do with your projects, right? How were they challenging, and how did you overcome those challenges? How are you, uh, you know, um, how do you stand out of the crowd, if you may? Then there is a programmer analyst intern. Work majority of time exploring and learning in web development environment and learned inside working with JavaScript API. So, I mean, if you just learned in your internship and you did not do much, I don't think it is worth mentioning in here. It's not adding anything to your resume. Uh, so one of the major things which we should do here is I'm still looking for a good resume. There were two good resumes the last time I did this resume review, and you can check out that previous video as well if you want to. Uh, the major thing which we should do while putting out our experiences is that we should put what were the challenges, right? And what were we trying to solve there? And the point is, uh, when we solved it, how did it, uh, I mean, when we solved it, how did we improve the life of our customers or our business or whoever our stakeholder is, right? And while doing that, uh, challenges, the technologies we used, right? Try to write it in a very concise, in a very concise manner. So, can you please review resume review.pdf? Sure. The next one. Okay, now let's see the projects. mbjob.com. There is a link to the actual website. That's really, really good. Take forever to load. That's not really good. Using my Hello, how are you? Amazing.
Your cat looks at you as if you are stupid. Try again.
Amazing. So that's one of the things which you should always do. Deploy your code and put uh, the link of it in this. So like they have you have shared here, the job portal helps students track off-campus job opportunities as well as provides interview experiences on multiple companies. Monthly 5K page views and increasing. That's really good. You have put some numbers in here, right? That people are actually visiting your page and they're getting help from it, right? It adds to your credibility. You have mentioned it's a serverless application, an application that is built on services like Lex, S3, Lambda deployed on Web through AWS CloudFront, that's good. That's why it loaded so fast. Include voice recognition and weather forecasting front end built through HTML, CSS. That's really amazing. And the point is that it works. Cool, I would say. Uh, Although just try to mention if it was just for fun, all right, or you can just say it's a fun app to interact with, or you can say fun app to interact with, sassy app or whatever it is, and how can as a person interact with it, right? So it doesn't necessarily solve a problem, but the point is you created something fun, and that is something which can be bragged about, which can be highlighted, right? The application made using the concept of core Java includes many interfaces functionalities of apps such as ATM, calculator, quick game, all done through JFrame classes. All right. It's kind of a suite of applications which you created for a desktop application. So why not? I mean, just put a GitHub link for it in here, right? Even with when you put this in the jobs, if possible, I'm not sure if any of the code here should be present or not, but I think for this utility toolbox, we could have provided some GitHub. Achievement, Google FooBar 2020, good, amazing. AWS, okay, all right. One of the things here is that good that you have provided your GitHub account as well. That's good. At the top, which makes sense. Just I would say for this, I mean, these two things, your uh, this part, the project, personal projects part is amazing. I would say the professional experience. I think the experience is quite low. That is why you haven't added much. But then still, it's been what about 5 months now, and I think we can add something in here. Even if you have solved something or the project which you're trying to do, right? And during the programmer, analyst, intern, and cognizant, I would say just try to write something down what you did. If you didn't do anything, just better to remove it rather than having this just for the sake of having it. What was the resume? Oh my God. Oh, okay. Resume review. All right, let me find it. Quite a few resume reviews. I'm not sure which one to check, but let's see. By Suraj Kumar. Good. Suraj Kumar has hidden all the private information. That's actually good. One of the things here I feel difficult is that the just make sure that your uh, content is highlighted. Right now, even I'm struggling to read it. Even if I try to increase my brightness of my screen, it's kind of difficult to read this. So just make sure that the it's readable, right? I mean, you can keep it not bolded, but just make sure that the color is black and it's easily readable. Added feature in integration of new functionalities from the something library, something track application. It uses C++. Actually, you kind of blurred out a lot of information, so I'm not sure how to review this. All right. Okay, I'll try to do it. Let me. It's a good challenge. Tracking app. Okay. Okay. My work report was on online code support equipped with debug functions extended by the online update of modifying something source code and writing unit tests with documentation. That's good. I mean, you have mentioned that what you were trying to solve and how you solved it. The you have written that you had to write unit tests. That's good. Also write the impact of it. I mean, what kind of work was it doing? It was on online code support. It's fine. I mean, we have to know that what exactly is a code support. Right? We do not know what a code support is. Being a person who doesn't know what you did. Right? Maybe bit more, a little bit more explanation around what it was. Season on KDE, mentor mentee, something open source program by the KDE community. All right, status report, central repository documentation, all KDE applications and frameworks refactored. Okay, okay. Actually, this sounds more or less good because I think most of this information, whoever has Suraj Kumar Mahato has provided us is basically college projects and not exactly the um, professional projects. So I think this kind of experience in terms of internship is fine because that is the kind of work you are getting from open source communities, right? That's fine. Integration new functionalities libraries. I would say, I mean, I cannot read this. I cannot comment on project description for Google Summer of Code much. I cannot make much sense out of it. A lot of things have been, blurred out for me, and I'm losing context. So let's go to projects and open source contribution. Let's see. Minor contributions. Okay. Neo chat, disabling the option to edit messages of other users. That's good. RSS feed, minor UI fixes. Okay. Port KDE, something, something. Type to Google. Mentor Carl shown. Okay. Main side. Okay. All data to German. That's a good thing. You mentioned about what they're doing, and then what exactly did you do? So I would say rather than having minor contributions at top, have major contributions on top, and you can say other contributions or minor contributions in the bottom, right? Is the main cipher collection of period was being created by repulling created layouts, static pages markdown. Okay. So when you say created the layouts and ported static pages to markdown, okay, that's fine. Not much of a development, but fine. You contribute something to the open source community, and it does matter. It should have been lower in the num in the in the list of your contributions, and that's good. Okay. Deployed CI/CD. That is something which is which is a good job, and you could have moved it bit above. Okay. Code writer. All right. Education. That's good. Personal positions of responsibility. That's good. That's good. This is actually good. I would say that if possible, try to, your resume is good, just that it's not readable enough for me. I have to struggle a lot not to read it. So that is one thing which could have been improved. And I think you can squeeze it down to one page. Some of the information here may or may not be relevant to whatever you're trying to do here. So, you know, maybe food for thought. Let's see, another resume review was there, just so we'd not miss it. All right. Education. Okay. Again, this education section can come down below, right? After you have mentioned all your, uh, you have mentioned about your skills and experience. Education honestly doesn't matter unless you are from IIT, right? Then that's a brand name you can brag about. Projects, land cover classification from time series satellite images, develop multi-modal CNN classified pixels. This was a publication, so most of it doesn't make any sense to me. Uh, Land cover classification from time series satellite images, it does make some sense, right? I would see this and I would check if you actually have the name. What's the name of the person? You do not know. Narayan Das. Hmm. So, I'm not sure if you are part of this publication as an author or not, but the point is, it gives me an impression that you have written it, you were an author in it. Just in case you were author and your name is not what I see it here, uh, make sure that you just put it as reference and not publication, because it shows that you have published it. Just by chance, in case you're not the author of it, right? If in case you're the author of it, obviously just show off your publication. Maybe put a land cover classification from time series, satellite images. Uh, I mean, for a layman, this thing and this thing may not mean much. I can understand a bit from what you're trying to say here, but then try to explain what you did, right? And not making very technical from a layman's perspective, because these things are kind of a machine learning and kind of thing which the other person just may not understand, right? But then you would want them to understand the beauty of the work which you did. So try to explain in simpler words what you try to do here. Image captioner created encoder decoded CNN LSTM model for generating caption from images. What does that mean? I do not understand that, and I'm not a machine learning engineer, but then I am a software engineer, and I do not understand it well. So how would a recruiter understand what you try to say here, right? So try to put something in simpler words, and uh, then you can explain what exactly does that mean. Forest fire prediction in India. That we understand. Gained the Microsoft Azure grants for their AI for Earth, and our team was one of the top. Okay, that's good. We tried to predict probability forest fires one step. All right, okay. Read similar research papers to find relevant attributes for our platform statement and created new data set of size. So the highlight is this. I would rephrase this and say that we created a data size of 845 MB, leveraged multiple research papers, and took help from NASA World Weather API and Bing API, something like that. Reading a lot of research papers is not an achievement, right? But doing this kind of a thing is. So you did this. How you did it? Mention it later. Prop mobile application allows you to. All right. That's really good. Right? Again, you have used some good code here, and sorry, some good logic here, some good machine learning APIs here. That's good, but you have mentioned it in very layman terms that what should be done, right? And I would say just also mention the kind of technologies which you used, right? What kind of coding languages you use, or what kind of platforms you use. If you can be done in fewer words, that would add a bit more, you know, bit more uh, weight to your projects. But I think it's amazing. The kind of projects you have done is amazing in machine learning field, and I feel that you want to go towards machine learning. So best of luck. Work experience. All right. The work experience should have come at the top, honestly, because I would love to know that what exactly you're working on right now. Successfully finished training AWS. That's nothing. I mean, you have finished training in AWS, React, JS, and Python. There's nothing to brag about it. Maybe you should have done it already. Past AWS practitioner. Okay. So, I mean, if you're a cloud engineer, you have to tell them that's good that you're working with the AWS Lambda kindnesses. is OpenSearch, Firehose, and AWS S3. That's good, but then the point is what are you trying to solve there, right? And how are you improving it? Give me some numbers. Right? If we do not have those numbers, it becomes difficult for the other person to understand how important your work is. You are just trying to how should I put it? Quantize your work in certain manner if you're putting some numbers in there. Website development, internship, development. So one thing I get from this resume is that you are very much interested in getting a job in machine learning, and you want to get there. Probably once you get some interest in machine learning, you would put this experience part above everything else. That's good. If not, then this part should be somewhere above education, and the education part can come where your is right now. Just in case if you want, if you are not very much focused around getting a job in machine learning only, if you want to get a job in machine learning only, and you are a working professional, I would say that whatever you have done here, right, try to do some work on machine learning as well in your project. There is always some area you have to put some effort there, maybe work 12 or 13, 14 hours a day just to get your idea working and showcase it to your team and see what their response is, right? So if you have some machine learning project experience from your current employer, it just adds a lot to your credibility along with whatever projects you have done. And I'm getting a very strong feeling that you want to be machine learning engineer. All right, let's see. Purnendra Singh. Let's see if you have Purnendra Singh here. Purnendra Singh. All right. So that's really nice. Looking for a software engineering development role. You don't need to put it here. We can just get rid of this part and save some. You can add something in place of it. Right? Capgemini software engineer working as cybersecurity engineer in endpoint security domain. Responsible for maintaining security of devices in network. Hmm. So I'm not very much aware of how cybersecurity engineers work, but what I would like to say here is that you can mention about the systems which you're currently working on, right? It's like mentioning, like if I mention in my resume that I'm an application engineer at Google and I engineer applications in Google so that people are able to use it. Doesn't add much value, right? People do not get to know what exactly I'm trying to do. So, I mean, responsible for maintaining security devices in network. It is actually what security engineers, security software engineers should do, right? I mean, try to put some more, some more meat into this part and tell them that how exactly are you securing it? What are the challenges? What are the metrics of improvement, right? Let's see. Qualwebs, application developer as an intern, worked as Android app developer. Okay, developed UI of app on XML as per and design. Developed application with Java. Okay. Using Android SDK, Google Maps. Okay. Rather than telling them what you did and naming different technologies in different lines, like I mentioned, just tell them the application you developed, how was that useful for users or the company, and how did it solve a problem, and what are the technologies you use to solve that problem. Add some numbers to it that after this, the performance increased, or the user base increased, or the revenue started flowing into the company. This is the amount we saved for the company, something like that, right? Put in those things. Just mentioning technologies and API is good, but then try to put some impact, right? What impact did you create there? That's important. Social app. Developed a social media Android app. Develop features like following friendship. Okay. Liking, commenting. All right. Added functionality to upload photos from phone, camera, gallery. Used Firebase for user authentication database. Okay, we used Algolia for real-time Elasticsearch. Why would someone do Elasticsearch, and what does it really mean? You are a recruiter, nothing, right? Rather than you could have said that provided a search feature where user could find anything on the social media app leveraging Elasticsearch, right? Uh, Seamless login experience via Firebase authentication. Uh, you know, Seamless and secure login experience, something like that. You know what I'm where I'm getting at, right? Or you could have said use Firebase to reduce the cost of to reduce the cost of having a backend application. And what did you use? User authentication database media storage. So the other person knows that why you used Firebase, and you use two or three more words to explain why you used Firebase, and the other person also understands. So try to rephrase it and try to sell yourself, if I may say that. All right. Mess management app. Okay, that's a good thing. Android application for mess would okay customers and their customers as a college major project. That's good. Developed modules like menu display, right. Developed modules like uh, published review paper for project in IEEE 4. That's really good, I would say. Why isn't it above your social media app? Social media app you solved nothing. It had no utility at all. But this mess management app, it may feel small, but point is you solved a problem, and you saw a problem and you solved it for your college, I guess, right? And if you did, just showcase it at top and say that. Uh, I mean, I'm hoping that it was proposed to the college authorities, and if it was, just mention that in here that you saw a problem and you solved it. That's really good, I would say. Um, okay, skills, problem solving, data structure algorithms. Java, Red SDK, Firebase, good. That's good. Okay. Accomplishment, published review paper for college major project, IEEE forum. All right. Hacker rank, okay. Certificates. Right. We have LinkedIn. We do have GitHub. So if a person provides me something in GitHub, I would always check if the profile actually exists. It does for your case. But it's a good resume, I would say. This is something which I mean when I say that, do a project uh, and try to solve something in your own uh, area. And this is one of the very good examples of it. I really liked it. Let's see. Hi, Kostas, can we share the information of the project in the resume that we're working on? Sure, Abhay, why not? I mean, do share it unless there is any. A lot of times when you're working with any enterprise, you may not be able to share the kind of work you're doing. Be wary of that you are not doing anything like that. If it's a personal project, sure, share it. I'm asking you not to share any of your personal information. Is that we have a lot of creeps out there, and if they find your phone numbers or email IDs, they can just do very nasty things. It's not want that to happen. Can you please resume name underscore resume? That's a very good name to your resume, Rhythm. Name underscore resume. Rhythm Bhatia. Name hidden. Okay. Information technology undergraduate. Hidden name 123. That's good. That's a really colorful resume. Big bold words. I am able to read it. That's good. Experienced React developer for 3 months. One month. August. 2 months maybe. Using React JS from scratch. Integrated resume. Okay. So, I mean, I understand that you have just spent 1 month and it's nothing more you could have written here, so we will skip that part. Projects, save more. A React e-commerce web application having features such as user registration, posting of products, ability to buy products. Okay, isn't that what an e-commerce site does? What extra have you put in there? Material UI was used for enhancing the UI. That's good. You used Material UI. Material UI is just not for enhancing UI. You have to know that Material UI is also for a better user experience. It's a standard library where we can say that, I mean, if you use it, the user experience isn't going to be bad. Use Razorpay for seamless transactions. It was built in a team of two to learn about collaboration, and that's good. But the point is, okay, what you could have said is that it's a e-commerce website, a full-fledged e-commerce website, and having a seamless UI using Material UI has a payment integration with Razorpay and stuff like that, right? You don't need to say this, such as user registration posting. Kind of, kind of obvious that that part should have been there. It is deployed on Heroku. Just try to open. While it is being redirected, let's see. Here we have the code. Very good. We have a README file in here, which I think is really good. I mean, all GitHub projects should have one. That's really good. They are talking about how the backend has been built. MongoDB, Mongoose, right? Node.js. That's good. That's good. Save more. Oh. Another thing which I would check is that I would just inspect element. And I'd say what the anyway, I would just check whether it's responsive or not, and something kind of slow, but that's not what we need to test here. So it was a basic project which you tried to do just to understand how web development works. That's what I get from. Okay, that's good. Camouflage Node.js, a web application to cater features of a secret sharing app by publishing users' secrets anonymously. Okay, MongoDB. Not bad. That's good. I mean, it was a fun project. It's not like you're trying to solve something here. It's a fun project, and it, it's absolutely fine to have such projects, right? I mean, not everything needs to have. I mean, not everything is there to solve some problem. You can do something just for fun, right? And this is one of them. Why not? Skills. That's good. It's good. I think it's a decent resume, and it's a good. I mean, it does show me that the person has worked on a lot cross platforms. As in when I say cross platforms, as a full stack developer, I see that person is pretty good, right? Excuse me for that. Let's see. Now we have Kanhaiya Lal from IIT Madras 22. Why are you getting your resume reviewed, dude? You already are going to get a job. Just joking. Okay. So Kanhaiya Lal, let's see. This is a really good way of putting your resume. It's a one pager. I think it's a bit more than a one pager, but the way they have created it is making this a one pager thing. It's really intelligent, I would say. So let's say a software engineer trainee worked on web projects. Some of the developed REST APIs such as user authentication. Okay. Followed agile. Okay. Build deep learning models using TensorFlow. Okay. Implement it. The point here is in both of these applications, right? It's good that you have mentioned what you have done technically, but the point is, how did that impact your company? What kind of feature you are building? How does it impact the users? Like, it's about connecting with the recruiter. We can connect with our recruiter using tech terms because technical recruiters do understand some of these terms, right? The point is, we would be able to connect with our recruiter a bit more if we have that particular thing, right? As in, if we put certain generic terms in there and we say that, you know, stuff, I mean, stuff which a layman can even a layman can understand. So tell them that, look, for code speedy, I was doing something, we have a problem where we had to do this, and we used deep learning models using TensorFlow and Keras, and Keras deep learning API, uh, which helped thousands of students, right? I mean, whatever it is, whatever you did, implement image classification using transfer learning approach. Why did you do it? Just for the sake of doing it? No, you was trying to solve a problem. Mention about it as well in here. Publications, that's good. Audio system toolbox, MATLAB, signal processing. Program using MATLAB, this toolbox is able to perform low level processing over audio signals. See, you mentioned what it does. This library published over MathWorks community having 600 plus downloads. Second version has been published. And the second version has also been published. It needs a bit of rephrasing to be done. All right, so you tried to mention about what exactly you are trying to solve here uh, in, in a certain manner, right? Try to do that for other projects as well. Built an AI model using deep learning, which is able to predict crop yield based. I think this is one of crop yield prediction is one of the projects which is kind of common. I have seen a couple of more resumes having this particular thing, this particular project written in there. So, but not that common, I would say. Develop a full stack web application using Flask for the automation of deep learning models. So just in case, I can understand that these are the kind of projects for which data is available, and if the data is available, you're trying to do certain predictions, right? So maybe in this link, I can get some predictions as well. Prediction result is 50.33. This, mm, mhm. I think, I mean, there is some room of improvement for sure. I mean, just tell them that what exactly are you trying to predict, and maybe use some amount of UI technologies in here just to, improve the user experience, probably, right? Because that's important. Or if not, if you are interested in these kind of projects, then uh, use Jupyter Notebook for your graphs and other stuff, right? So just showcase it in that manner, right? Just don't make it so bland, right? AI model is good, but if it doesn't solve anything, useless. I mean, nobody cares of an AI model or any innovation if it's not useful, right? So try to make it more useful, more. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So developed an alumni tracking system where alumni can register, login, and implement two-way authentication. Okay, implement two-way authentication, OTP Gmail verification. I think you mean to say two-factor authentication here. And don't say alumni tracking system. I get what you're trying to say, but let's not say alumni tracking system. It kind of sounds shady. Uh, features are added such as college. Okay. Mini projects build tech block application work. Develop full stack. Okay. I think it's good. I mean, most of the resumes I get here are more or less good. The only thing is the impact and the numbers, the metrics, the problem solving. These kind of things should be there. All right, now let's see. Kanhayalal, you're done. Kathleen says VARK.tech, something like that. Mansi, can you please review my resume, Mansi Kadam? Sure, Mansi. Oh, Mansi Kadam. Yes, this is one. So, Mansi is a software engineer at Tata Consultancy Services, my old company. Mansi does work and does her projects in Java, ASP. Good. Work closely with client and implemented requirements for enhancing existing applications in Java Spring Boot, and Angular. Okay. Worked as a developer and handled end-to-end implementation of projects, including designing, development. Okay. Managed team activities. Okay. Received on spot. Okay. One of the things here is that what I get from here is you are good. You're a good team player. But the point is, I'm not getting much vibe of what you did as a software engineer. Right? You could have said that you were involved in the entire SDLC process. It could have it could have covered the entire second point of yours. You could have just said you could have, rather than saying this, we say that we were involved. We did the design of it, and we designed something, or we architected something, and we improved the existing application. Now, when you say enhancing an existing application, how did you enhance it, and what happened after you enhanced it, right? Other things, manage team activities, collaborated with other project teams to maintain coherent and seamless delivery. We anyway have to do it if we have to do a delivery, right? No one is going to say I really sucked at team management and teamwork. Uh, no one would really say that. It is kind of expected out of you, right? So try to add few more technical points in here. You have added functional things. You have added something which a person can understand. I would say add some more information about how technically it was challenging, what you solved, and give also metrics in there that uh, how it improved. Or if you do not have an improvement metric, then tell the challenges which you solved. If you tell them about the challenges you faced in enhancing the entire application, your team management activities and collaboration skills would be evident out of it, right? When you say unit testing, just tell them how much coverage you had: 90%, 95%, 100%. Right? Software developer, Adit Microsystems Private Limited, ASP.NET Education Portal, worked as developer to integrate REST API. Same thing, whatever I mentioned for the above role, I think it's the same thing which you can implement in this thing as well, right? Education, MCA, Chandigarh University, nice. Bachelor, I've heard Chandigarh University is pretty cool, fun. I hope you are having fun. So you start in 2021, distance learning. It's good you're taking advantage of the pandemic. Academic achievements, an education-based social platform with multiple modules. Okay. Hmm. So designed and developed education portal using Angular 6. What does that solve? It has multiple modules, education basis. How does that work? Some link to it. A GitHub profile or something, right? It would have been better. From IT Kharagpur training PTL, okay. Certified. Mhm. Honestly, other I have seen other certificates as well. If you have certificate, just usually they do provide you a digital certificate as well. So maybe add a link to it. The certificates from TCS may not have a link to it, but from TCS I remember they do provide. You can download that certificate and then add it to your GitHub profile and then provide a link to it, link to a drive or something. Right? It just adds to your credibility. I hope that was helpful, Mansi. Please review Mansi Kadam. Mansi, yeah. Where to submit resume? Ankit Raibole is saying. Ankit, I have done a LinkedIn post for it. If you can just find it, if you can just find it out, you would be able to submit it, right? Anything else? Let's start. Can you please resume poor name things? Sahil Singh says that there is a resume he submitted with the name of Pune Singh. I guess I reviewed it, but yeah, it's kind of smart to just change your name to something else. Okay, whatever. Costa, I'm trying to share my drive link here, but it's getting removed. I guess. Do you know why it's happening? How can I share it with you? Bandham, if you are there on LinkedIn, try to search for my profile, Kaustav Sarkar, or just do a Google search with Kaustav Sarkar. I think you should be able to find my LinkedIn profile there. And search for the latest post which I did going back to my activities. Right? You should be able to find that post and the form where you can upload your resume. All right. Dhyaneshwar Vare says, can you review my resume? Yes, Dhyaneshwar, I can certainly review your resume. So, Dhyaneshwar doesn't have much information, personal information is there. That's good. So, Dhyaneshwar is a big, is, so usually Dhyaneshwar, what you see, I mean, when I started reading your profile, I started reading from left and all these things which are mentioned in here. It makes me think that you are a competitive coder, a competitive programmer. It seems that you were trying to bring my attention to this part, and it's totally good. Have your profiles. Yep, let's get that. Languages. One of the things here is that, don't rate yourself in languages. That's one of my, you can rate yourself in languages. It's what I feel. It's totally my opinion that rating yourself a 4 out of 5 in a C programming or C++ programming language doesn't mean that uh, your knowledge, 4 out of 5 things in C++, right? Or it can be perceived differently from different perspectives. Right? If a person sees this and they say that okay, 4 or 5 things in C, and the person is thinking that I just know 3 and I have been working in C for 7 years. Let's try. You do not want that challenge to happen. Kind of safe just to not rate yourself, because once you rate, you say 4 out of 5, you sound very confident, and if you are, keep it there. Just say if you are not that confident, it's better to just remove it. Just mention that you can say proficient. or strong, proficient, or something like that. Barely, if you know something barely, so know barely or something. Use terms like that rather than having a scoring system, right? Or when you say languages, just write proficiency to in the right hand side column so that they know that okay, that is proficiency and not your knowledge of that language, right? So you can say that I'm very, very proficient in C compared to Python, so it becomes a relative start. Okay, built employee attendance and payroll management systems from scratch. Mhm. Converted traditional Excel-based attendance. Okay, that's good. Integrated real-time RFID card and okay. Several features. That's good and that's good. What I would say is it's really good that what you have done here is you have mentioned the functionality. That's really smart and good. And you have mentioned that what kind of technologies you have used. You have used React, Node.js, and Postgres. Although one of the things which you could have mentioned here is that since you are uh, there should be certain uh, challenges which you must have faced. Right? Mention about them. Some metric about of improvement that how did it help your company, right, for which you are working, Fresh Express, or if you're working for some client, then how did it help your client? You have those metrics, uh, and the functional part can be juiced up in one or two lines. Preferably, tell also put certain technological aspects of it would help the recruiter and the hiring manager to take a better decision. I think it's already good. I'm not saying it's not good, but then how can it be better? I'm just giving out certain points which I think, in my opinion, could help you add some weight to your resume. Projects ever bite coder room, code code room, or coder room, code room. Real-time, easy-to-use code collaboration tool for coding interviews and daily problem solving. Amazing. Support compiling and running multiple languages, source code. Okay. Support real-time group audio chat. That's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Good, good, good. That's amazing work. Let's go. Hmm. One of the problems which I face, it takes a lot of time. Hello, hello could take a lot. No, I do not want to want to change it to. I prefer using the best coding language out there. Oh, okay, that's really good. Amazing, dude. Amazing. I guess you use some existing editor in here. I don't know, but I mean, even if you did, dude, this is good. This is some good stuff. Really good stuff. Smart receipt functionality to send PDF receipt at shops directly to customer emails. Okay. Used SMTP lib. Okay. That's fine. Um, I'm not sure if these are achievements. I don't do competitive coding, so I'm not a good judge of it. But if you think that it should be there, keep it. I think that the other stuff is fine. I think it's a good resume, Janeshwar. Really, really good resume. And this is the cherry. Developing something like this is not very trivial, but yeah, it's really good. Janeshwar, I have submitted. Harshit says, please review Harshit Jan. Harshit, did I review your resume before as well? I think I did. I mean, before the last time we did resume reviews. Google India application. Okay, that's how I might have known you. You were an application engineering intern from NIT Agartala. Good. I actually hosted one of your friends. I don't know if you remember. You know Aditya Tiwari? I was hosting Aditya Tiwari as application engineering intern. He is your placement coordinator. So explored S7 marketing pipelines and analyze. So S7, I don't think anyone uses S7 out of Google. It's better not to use this word. Um, apps framework, Juice. Juice is fine. Protopath, I'm not sure if it's used. Apps framework, producer graph, S7, Spanner, and GORM. GORM, I think, is there. I don't know if it is used outside, but it's not going to give you any edge, I may say. No one knows about these things. I know because I've worked on most of this thing, but it's not going to help you otherwise. Worked on landing zone creation and design document. Okay. Designed and implemented schema mapping service for payment and marketing source systems. Optimized schema mapping logic to reduce server response from 3 seconds to 1 second. That is good. You added some metric to it. That's good. You did RPC service endpoints for source system. Integrated mapping service database. Okay. So, Harshit, what you should do here is just first mention about the problem which you are trying to solve. And once you mention the problem you're trying to solve, the next thing which you can do here is that you can try to say that how were you trying to solve it, right? What different things you did for trying to solve it. As data pipelines, not don't say S7 pipelines, just say data pipelines and right and say that you implemented certain mapping service and other things, right? Spoken tutorial, IT Bombay, okay, 4C document. I don't know what does that mean. Okay. An employee recommendation system. Open tutorial, okay. Developed, take your, it should be capital D, an employee recommendation system using Django recommender filtering, design database, and used optimized approach for recommendation. What kind of optimized approach? Included additional features like profile, report building, email. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, tell a bit about how is it better than anything else present outside. I think, I mean, if you have added a document, if there is a publication out of it, there should be something which is different from what is present outside. There's Scratch algorithm implementation. Capable of solving cipher numericals. Okay, deals with encryption and decryption of classical stuff. That's good. Course selling website on Django. Used several personal course on CS topics. Used ER diagrams for designing database. Okay. You could have said just said ERD. Use cookies for storage. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. You are a YouTuber with 3K subscribers. Subscribe, Harshit, guys. Whoever is watching, subscribe. You can subscribe, Harshit. All right. I think Sahil, I reviewed Purnendra Singh. Just let me know if I didn't. Dhyaneshwar, I did your resume as well. Bandhan Kausav, you have skipped mine. Bandhan Mani. Okay, Bandhan. Let me see. I have your resume here. Bandhan. Okay, Bandhan. So Bandham, it's 3 page long, and uh, I would ideally not review any resume which is 3 pages long, right? So let's see. So one of the basic things here is that your resume should not be more than 1 page long, all right? Because just think about it in a way that the recruiter has so much time at hand, and if they are spending 5 minutes reading such a long resume, it is going to be difficult for them. Bandham is a data scientist, and let's see, highly experienced data scientist with over 2.5 years of experience in data wrangling, domain knowledge with automobile and telecom industry, expertise in transforming businesses, manageable data, okay, strong experience in okay. Develop analytical models and solutions, proficient Python 3 packages, including NumPy, Pandas, SAFe, Matplotlib, Plotly, Lighting, Bitly, Python experience in Agile, machine learning. Okay. Data scientist responsible for creating, training, developing multiple statistical predictors, okay. Designing, creating pipelines for data, okay. Responsible for gathering requirements, okay. Responsible for handling a finished that analysis. Okay. Hmm. So one of the things, Bandham, which I would say is that you have written a lot about yourself. Okay. So I think a data scientist may need to have so many skills, or they just may not. You are one person who has these many skills, but the point is you have to bring it down to 1 page, right? Having 2.5 years of experience and 2.5 pages long resume, it doesn't work like that usually. All right, so try to bring it down to fewer pages, just in case. Okay, you were a full stack developer first, and then you turn data scientist. Just in case, even if that's the case, I would say you start from 2005. Still, 1 pager should be enough. All right. And the thing which you have mentioned in here, just try to put your skills like responsible for creating, training, delivering multiple statistical predictions. This is what a data scientist actually does. All right. So just adding it here is kind of redundant, in my opinion. Okay. Designing, creating pipelines for data collection from various data sources is not exactly maybe what a data scientist may do. It's kind of a data engineering stuff, but then you could have said that in the context of a project rather than just mentioning it separately, right? So the point here is this is good, all right? It's not like whatever you have mentioned here is not good or it's not worth it. It's really worth it, but Try to uh, try to think from a recruiter's perspective as well, as in when you have a 3 page or 2.5 pages resume, and is it really worth it? Uh, is it Have you really done so much work? Uh, Maybe you have, but then again, how do you put that concisely within a page, right? And whenever you are doing a project, whatever things you have done, just try to bring it to the context of that one project, right? Or few projects, whichever you have done, whatever things you have done, and try to add uh, how you added value to that project via your skills matter, right? So you being a data scientist and a full stack developer in past, you have worked as a data engineer with designing and creating pipelines, right? You have also worked as a data scientist. You have also worked with business for collecting the requirements, right? You have done deployments using Docker and Kubernetes. Again, the role of a full stack developer and kind of a SRE, I would say, right? So you have a lot of things which you have done, and the point is you wouldn't want anyone to miss on it. With a 2.5 pager resume, people would read it, right? It's not like people would ignore it, but there is a chance they can miss something. If you can concisely put it on your resume in some way or form, so that the other person doesn't miss it, and even you're able to you are able to showcase it, right? It would be much better, in my opinion. Right? Just try to do it. Okay. You can ping me on LinkedIn. We can discuss on it further. Closely work along with business leaders. Okay, understand. Okay, performing. Okay, collaborated with data engineers, operation team. Okay, projects. Again, I mean, all these things can be, it can be, you can write a crux of it, uh, which can showcase all of the work which you have done. Right? Try to do something like that. What is full stack developer? And okay, implementing new resources and so when you enhance the existing, what was the problem and how the improvement worked, right? Coordinate with the team on site, United States technologies, backend engineering. I have used JavaScript, but I mean, you have worked here for 3 years, and mm, I mean, if you do not want to write anything, it's fine. But then, if you want to, I would say just add some context to it. If you do not want to just leave it like this, you do not need to say anything more. But I think this is uh, pretty amazing resume, Bandham, and your transition from a full stack developer to a data scientist and a part-time data engineer, with interest in SRE activities as well. It's amazing. It's really, really amazing. So you are a complete IT team, in my opinion, and I guess you are taking such huge responsibilities. It's amazing, amazing. I mean, it's good. You really have a very good resume. It's a very solid resume and a really uh, colorful resume. I would say just try to shrink it to 1 page if possible, right? Or maybe 2 pages if you can't do it in 1 page. Right? There's no point in saying I know so much and then you miss upon that one point which the recruiter is looking for, and it is probably present in your resume and they just miss it, right? So hope you're getting my point. Please review Naveen Kumar resume. I hope Bandhan I hope you're still there and it helped. Naveen, let's see Naveen Kumar, Naveen Kumar resume. All right, Naveen. Naveen is from Triple IT Vadodara, and we are going to okay, BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. Coursework. Again, the text here is not very it's not very soothing. I can hardly read it. Try to make it a bit more try to change the color of it if possible, Naveen. Would I mean it would be better for the recruiter. Worked upon creating platform testing app for Windows, okay, running tests of all MathWork products used by, and generating reports of crash logs. That is something which I say has impact and numbers. That's good. Redesigned the app architecture, provided automation tests through batch scripting and shell. That's good. Improved the overall performance of the app by approximately 3 times by eliminating unnecessary. See, that's how we say that the other person has actually worked, right? Now, they, there's impact, there is metric, and how you are doing something. That's really good way of writing it. I would say, Naveen. Also, try to put some throw some technology names in there as well, right? You did it. How you did it? Coding ninjas, problem setter intern, working as problem setter. Okay, that's good. Project e-commerce web application. So yes, as you folks, as you must have seen that e-commerce applications are pretty common nowadays. So try to add some personal touch to it, I think, right? I mean, just not whatever is present. You're trying to do just for learning and technology, that's good, but then try to add something of your own, right? Some of your own features, so that the other person who is reading your resume is and understands that whatever you're trying to do is just not for the sake of a project, but you're also trying to do it uh, trying to solve some problem or trying to improve something. Student council election system, general body elections using Java, helps in conducting. That's good. I think this project should be above your previous project uh, because it did try to solve something in your college. Right? Put it above it. ICPC regional list. That's good. Competitive coding. Bunch of numbers. Just try to it's good with the way you have written it. Just change the color, font color. Naveen. Rhythm. I think rhythm. I reviewed your resume. Let me just check again. Maybe no. Let's review it now. I'm really sorry for that. Harsh will review your resume as well. Uh, got interview, got it. Interview can drill a lot. Where yeah, Dhyaneshwar. Yes, thank you so much for you. Will take your suggestions for improving my resume. Thank you. I could help. Please. Okay, let's start with Rhythm's resume. Rhythm is Agrasen, Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology in Delhi. BSF, all right. I mean, the education can come way down. Rhythm, all right, because no one cares. To be honest, I mean, if I tell you about my story, about my education, I have scored. Don't I don't even remember what I scored in 10th. It was above 90% for sure, somewhere around 92 or something. And that time we had percentages, not CGPA. Yeah, I'm old. Uh, then in 12th, I scored somewhere around 93 point something, right? And in college, I was pretty mediocre, somewhere around 7.2 or 3, something like that. And from percentage perspective, it doesn't even cross 70. Right? The best I can say about my college is first division. So the point is, I have had a good experience in school and a very mediocre experience in college from the perspective of academic results. Uh, and the good and bad part of it is no one cares at all. It's been a while since someone has asked me how much did I score in 12th, and the last time someone asked me was while I was being admitted in my college. And That was just my friends who asked because we were curious. Apart from that, my college results, no one has ever asked me about it except TCS while hiring because I had to have minimum 6 point or something like that. So honestly, it doesn't matter in professional life. Just pull it down, push it down. Okay, and experience full stack developer, intern tech stack. Okay, designed, implemented REST APIs, CRUD, MVC, multi-user authentication. Actually, normalize them. What did you solve? What were you doing there? Right, like I mentioned in my previous resume, right? Geeks Portal Express content strength enabling. Okay, see here you're writing what the application does, what you're trying to do, right? What you're trying to solve, and then you're also mentioning all the technologies. Why not for internship? Probably because most of us do not care about it while we are working or we are interning. It's a job. It's not something we're interested in, but that's why we miss it while writing in our resumes as well. But let's not do that. Separate portal for reviewers, reviewing blogs. Okay, okay, okay. Probably GitHub link. Okay, good. Real chat application, GitHub. Okay, man. Okay. So, I mean, if Geeks portal, if it's something which I can, do we have a link in the GitHub portal itself? If not, yeah, we have it here. Even though we have it here, I would say just it's better to have a link somewhere in here itself, right? Mon social developed okay, posting, having different functionality posting, like that's good. Implemented JWT based authentication system and fee. So JWT is not used for authentication. JWT is created once you're authenticated. JWT is not authentication system. JWT is authorization. It's basically used for authorization, not exactly authentication. You can, I mean, you can say that a user is authenticated if they have JWT token, but not necessarily. Dev space React.js, Express.js, GitHub API. Okay. A question and answer web application for professionals and enthusiast developer. So I mean, rhythm. It's really good. The same thing, right? Like I mentioned, education doesn't matter. You can bring it down. Just even below your achievements and programming skills, just above co-curricular activities, I would say. And that's it, I think. And I mean, for your actual internship experience, I would say it's right. Exactly what were you trying to solve? Harsh says, please review mine. Harsh, 3-year-old DE. Harsh, are you working on DE show and asking me to review your resume? Isn't that ridiculous? Let's see. Harsh, if you are data engineer or DE show, let's see. Data engineer, okay, that still works. 3 years of data engineering experience. It doesn't matter, dude. I mean, I have this on my resume as well, but I don't think it matters. Can remove it. It saves some space, and if you want to add something, if you do not have anything to add, it's repeat there. So being a data engineer, I was working as a data engineer as well, Harsh, for about a year, I would say. We used Hadoop. Nice tool. Isn't used much nowadays. Built end-to-end data pipeline processing, SharePoint data from okay, Axio API to AWS, Python, PySpark. SQL, Databricks, Airflow, AWS Lambda function, API gateway, improved existing incremental code, project review, 200% improvement. And that's good. You have mentioned some metrics in here. Improved log monitoring for Databricks using Postman and DBFS. What is DBS system? Database file system. Monitor for Databricks. Okay. Log monitor. Okay. Streamline the end-to-end data integration process starting using MuleSoft tools from MuleSoft Salesforce. Okay. Technology used data integration. Okay. All right. That's actually good. I mean, I don't find any problems in here. You have built data pipelines. That is what they do. That's actually don't have any suggestions here. Except, I mean, from a data engineer perspective, we also have to consider any failure scenarios or um, dashboards, dashboard kind of things, or let's say if you have some failure dashboards or monitoring dashboards or visualization tools for the data pipelines which you have done or the data transformations you are doing, right? I think you can throw some of those things as well in there. Tata Consultancy Services in Noida. Mm. I kind of get a feeling of homeboy kind of feeling whenever I see someone from Tata Consultancy Services or Oracle. Optimized and rebuilt obsolete code and processed. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, built Azure Data Factory pipeline, Databricks. This is actually really good. I mean, I would say, um, Harsh, sorry, I totally forgot. While reading your resume, it was so good. So it's really good that you have thrown in some numbers in there and you have said that we have done this. I would suggest float your resume across the industry. You can find really good job. Maybe give some time in Accenture or not. Doesn't really matter. It's a nice resume, Harsh. Really nice resume because I see that being a data engineer, although I would say that put in some business stuff in there, like what would you do, what how it helps business. Otherwise, I think it's totally amazing. Harsh, we are done. Dhyaneshwar, okay, drill a lot. Yes, right. Dhyaneshwar, we discussed, right? Um, Ankit. Yeah, Harsh, I realize it's not the issue, it's the data engineer. I'm really sorry for that. Uh, we'll catch up on LinkedIn. All right, Bandham. So these two are going to be our. Bandham says, "Thank you very much, Kaustav. I like the way you reviewed and shared feedback. I'm following you in LinkedIn, but not in your network. Please accept my request so that I can reach out to you. Thank you, Ian." Yeah. Rhythm. We have done rhythm. We are Parth and Ankit Raibore. So, okay, these two would be our last resumes. We have already spent 1.5 hours. Let's wrap it up after it. All right. In case you have any questions, feel free to put them in chat, and I'll make sure that I review it. So, Triple IT Nagpur. Ankit is from Triple IT Nagpur. Kendra Vidyalaya, amazing, amazing. Not that it matters. You can, you know the drill. Ankit, right? You can. It can be way down, just above your, even below your technical skills. I think your achievements should be below your technical skills. Profile link should be on top. Achievements below your technical skills. Profile links on top. Then and education at the very bottom. No one cares, like I just said. So you have been working as software development engineering intern at Siemens Healthineers. All right. You created AI chatbot for Smart Simulator Portal. Um, Attack, but well, okay. You actually mentioned about how it is helping the users as well. That's really good. Lab collab used AWS Lex Lambda. Okay. Actually, I can't read this entire resume for some reason. I can't read this resume. Uh, just can you try to check this? It has been cut. Maybe you have converted it from Word to PDF or something like that, and that's why this is happening. Just make sure it doesn't happen when you actually apply for a job, or if you have already applied, then you know the problem. Created ARIMA model forecasting. All right, all right. See, these problems should not be there. But the point is, I like the way you have done this. That's correct. That's particularly appropriate, I would say. Build authentication system using Fastco, okay, Google Auth, which is so. I mean, you mentioned that what you did here, how it was helpful. I mean, I would expect something like this in here as well. Intratrade built web application to automate ORB open range breakout strategy. Right API is used for fetching real-time stock prices and runs ORB algorithm on data. Okay. Use socket.io. Use of socket.io helps in real-time data transfer from backend to frontend, suggesting whether buy sell. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Created a web application using JWT token for not authentication, it's authorization. Identification, it's authorization. Not used for authentication. Once a user is authenticated, then a JWT token is created. And JW token means having a JW token means a user is probably authenticated, but then uh, you also check whether the JWT token is valid JWT token. Right? Redux and Redux Thunk is used, which helps. All right, all right. Yeah, that's good. The only thing is that, right? You get it right. I mean, what you have to do. So bring it down, correct it, right? Correct your formatting and stuff. Uh, write exactly what you're trying to do here. Okay, the projects it's I think uh, these are good projects. These are really good projects. So the last one is path. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Path. There it is. Okay. Path again. The same thing. I think you know the drill. You, I mean, no need to keep education qualifications at the top. Resume should be one page long. You haven't achieved much yet in life. I mean, what I mean to say is that there's still a lot to achieve in your life, and you can just have it in one page. You have done a lot of work for sure, and you may feel that it needs 2 pages, but it certainly doesn't. Certifications, achievement, all right. Try to make it in one page, I would say. Right? Sign language detection implemented a vision, recognized sign language through hand gesture, all right, okay. So sign language detection is kind of a very there a lot. But let me check other projects which you have done, and then I can make a comment of which ones you should keep and the others you should just not keep. Let me just first check your experience on this. Reliance Industries carpool management system or life for implement carpool management system. Build a full stack. Okay, all right. Okay. Uh, so you certainly didn't build the entire website, right? Which part you worked on? It's better to mention that so that they know exactly what kind of functionalities you worked with. Data analyst shape AI implemented a handwritten digit classification system by the help of CNN. Okay, facial image development. So if you did that, how was it helping shape AI? Right, the impact, the use case, the things we are discussing. Computer vision based, okay, developed computer vision based system to detect river down drowsiness by detecting facial features. Driver drowsiness, sorry. I was reading river drowsiness. Driver drowsiness by detecting facial features through OpenCV, okay. Embedded image, okay, okay, bandwidth, Mango, photography, the plain slicing method to carry out visual cryptography on images, okay. A team collaboration website, a doubts forum website to connect developers. Hmm. So DCOM is basically your Stack Overflow. RFresh, COVID development, online ordering of grocery items, eatables from a local grocery store during COVID pandemic, collaborate with Reliance. That's good. It should be on top. Why is it at the bottom? It should be at the top. If if you did that, why would you keep it at bottom? It should be at the top, dude. Uh, the others are just irrelevant in front of this. To be really honest, the kind of impact you could have created with this, or you must might have created with this, is huge. These look, sign language, drowsiness detection, watermark, visual cryptography. These are the kind of projects which are already out there, and people have built it time and again while doing multiple courses on Coursera, Udemy, and other stuff. Right, and it really, and a person who with data science and machine learning background would just catch you immediately. Right, so what you should do, so you should be doing something like this, or putting on top something like this, and you can just select what you want out of whatever you have mentioned in your resume. Right, it can be one pager in my opinion. Try to change the format and stuff. Okay, Ankit Raibole says thanks for feedback, we'll work on it. So, guys, I mean, one thing I would like to say here is that whatever I've said is totally my opinion, and it doesn't uh, guarantee that your resume would be selected or you would get a job. All right. It's completely my opinion, and I could be wrong at a lot of points. So, I would say just, uh, take your own, I mean, you know, uh, be, I mean, take your own decisions while uh, changing your resume, right? Uh, Refer someone, ask someone else as well for opinion, right? Your friend or someone, and then change your resume. Just don't believe me while I'm saying something, right? I could be my opinions or my suggestions could be totally wrong. Not really, but yeah, you get the point, right? So, I mean, most of the people have left, and if anyone has any questions, I'm open for answers. Else, we will close it out. No questions? Okay. All right, guys. It was nice reviewing your resume. I hope I could add some value to your resume, and I hope that after making those changes, you know, you can land better jobs, and or if you're finding for one, you can get an interview call, right? And if you need any help, I'm always available on LinkedIn. Ping me. I respond pretty. I mean, my response time is, I think, pretty good. If you want to, I've also posted certain mock interviews on my YouTube channel. You can check them out. And those mock interviews are with real people who were preparing for interviews or wanted to get better at DSA, and we discuss about how can they do better and what are the things which were not exactly to the point, or if they were really good with something, right? And you can, I think we can learn a lot from those interviews. there is another resume review session which you can check. I think we had a lot of good resumes in that particular video. We have had a lot of good resumes in this video as well, and that video too. So, check that out and let me know your thoughts on it. All right. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Merry Christmas. Enjoy rest of the year. All right. Bye bye.